Hello there, viewers, and welcome to Pop Profiles. If you're a fan of shows that delve into the lives of today's music superstars, then you've come to the right place, as this show is made just for you. On today's show, we have one of the most amazing overnight success stories of recent years. It's Adele, everyone.
She's popular solely based on how incredible her songs are and how incredible her voice is.
Mega talented, and a rising star that's just going to get better and better and better.
She's got a really soothing, soulful voice that I think really resonates with a lot of people that not many people are born with.
It's a voice that allows her to be popular to a mass range of ages. You know, there's like the soccer mom putting the album on, and then the 14-year-olds and everyone in between. And I think that the public responds to somebody that actually has raw talent.
Adele was clearly born to sing the blues, as she was born Adele Laurie Blue Atkins. And given the songs she writes and sings, you'd probably think her inspirations were the likes of Aretha Franklin, Etta James, and Annie Lennox, right? Well, not quite. Adele has surprisingly cited the Spice Girls as probably her biggest influence, saying she's a real pop girl at heart.
Oh yeah, proper pop girl.
There you go. But can fans today hear any of that 90s Spice Girls sound in her music?
Yeah, I mean, you can hear a little bit of this. Spice Girls had some moodier elements, to their music. But, yeah, she's very influenced by very common things.
I think pretty much every girl of that generation totally adored the Spice Girls. And Adele was 9 when they were, at their apex of their sort of popular fame. And so at first I was surprised when I read that the Spice Girls, were one of her key inspirations. And I thought, for starters, actually, it's quite refreshing that she's not a music snob. She's actually down to earth enough to say, do you know what? Yeah, that's right. I love girl power. I love Jerry's boots.
I like the Spice Girls. I don't see the correlation of how, they were so influential. Big dance tunes, things like that. Maybe the energy was something that she could relate to. And the fact that they just were influential as pop stars, maybe that just motivated Adele. I'm not quite sure.
I wish I could tell you that I wasn't a fan, but I was die-hard fan. So, the Spice Girls, who are totally my generation, I went to see them live many a time. Come on, the Spice Girls everything about them was so contrived. None of them could really sing. Adele can actually sing. I think that's very sweet that she says that, though.
But along with the Spice Girls, Adele also lists Pink as being a big inspiration, saying that a trip to one of her concerts changed her life. Adele also had sources of inspiration much closer to home, as she attended the same school as both Leona Lewis and Amy Winehouse. Oh, and Jessie J also went there. There must be something in the water. And while Adele was at the school, she wrote the song that would eventually get her noticed, Hometown Glory, which was all about her neighborhood of North London.
It's just kind of brings me back to my roots, really, from when I was kind of gigging around London on my own and stuff.
I really adored Hometown Glory. And that's the beautiful thing about Adele. She's universally appealing because she's got her musicality is just completely drenched in emotion. You can tell it's genuine emotion.
From my hometown, memories of phrase. From my hometown.
This particular track is about West Norwood in London. And you can just almost imagine you're walking along the streets with her. You know, the piano that runs throughout the song is repetitive, and it kind of moves like the traffic coursing through streets. Very, very beautiful. I loved it.
That first record was just a nice setup of her, but you could tell that there was going to be more to come.
It's pretty remarkable that she wrote this song at 16 years old, when she was, you know, a glimmer in everyone's eyes. We didn't even know who Adele was. But it's something that was a great breakout for her. I mean, she stayed true to her roots now. She's still got that soulful voice. She's talking about relatable things that I think that was the big thing everybody could kind of latch onto.
Hometown Glory by Adele was definitely her breakout, in my eyes anyway, as probably 99% of the people. A fantastic song. Definitely just hits you somewhere, and makes you, just want to love it. You can't not love it.
Made a name for herself with Hometown Glory, Adele then released her follow-up single, Chasing Pavements, off her debut album, 19.
Every time I hear my name on the radio, I get like goosebumps. Like, you know, even after like the millionth time Chasing Pavements was getting shoved down people's throats, I still got a tingle when they say my name.
Even if it leads nowhere.
I love Chasing Pavement, and I think that it's such a great song. She's such an incredible songwriter, and she allows you to really tap into that emotion. And she's just got an angelic but strong voice, and that's really showcased on that track.
Could this be
Given the amazing output of the school she attended, Adele had a lot of other British female soul singers to compete with.
She's an artist that, as Erykah Badu often puts it, is oftentimes unheard. And she is part of a genre that almost seemed like it was going to get tired. I mean, remember that, you know, a few years ago, 2008, Amy Winehouse came out and ushered in this era of the soulful British female singer. And then you had Duffy pop up, you had Adele. Adele popped up in that group. There was Estelle. There was a whole bunch of them. Now Jessie J. And it just seemed to be a tired genre, like it was too many of them. And to have Adele, on the strength of nothing but her voice, that tremendous voice, break through and sort of get this mass audience is nothing short of astounding. It really is just all on the strength of that very powerful instrument and incredible songwriting.
keep on chasing pavement?
Chasing Pavements was a major single for Adele, but the album, 19, was about to shoot up the charts when Adele made a well-timed appearance on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, that was really, really amazing. Like, it was overnight. Like, the record came out in June, like, in America. And, it did, I thought it did good. It didn't make as much of an impact there as it had here when it came out. So I was just kind of willing for it to be an underground thing. I never expected to do well in America anyway until like my third or fourth record. And so, you know, we weren't spending as much time as we were going to if it had done well. But I was back there and did a show in New York, and then the producer from Saturday Night Live came down and really liked it and offered me the show. And then I did it, and it ended up... It was just meant to be like a normal show, just like me and Josh Brolin, and I was the musical guest and he was hosting it. And then we walked in on Saturday and Sarah Palin was there. We were like, oh God, what? And it ended up being a huge show, and literally overnight. Like, whenever I've heard that saying, like, overnight success, I was like, yeah, whatever, you've got to proper work for it. And it was overnight, literally overnight, so... yeah, I was chuffed at that. Yeah, she came over to me afterwards and said hi, and she was really nice backstage, but I'm 100% chuffed to pieces that Obama won. I'm not a fan of her at all.
So, we got that cleared up. Not a fan.
It had its highest ratings ever, and lo and behold, not even 24 hours later, you know, she'd gone from like 38th in the charts, and she whizzed right to the top of iTunes Most Downloaded, and she's been breaking records ever since. But complete credit to her. You know, you can be given the stage, but you've got to deliver the stuff, and boy, she delivered.
I didn't actually catch Adele on Saturday Night Live, but I'm sure it was much better than when Ashley Simpson was on there due to Adele's, vocal qualities. I don't think she needed to be singing with a track. And
I think that she looks like a soul singer. When you think about Aretha Franklin, you're not talking about a waif of a girl. You're not talking about a wisp of a girl. This is like, a substantial woman with a substantial voice, and that's what you get with Adele.
She doesn't have big budget videos. She doesn't wear a lot of expensive clothes. She doesn't make a lot of appearances. She cancels a lot of tours, but yet she sells a tremendous amount of albums. And it's really just the strength of that album and how much it resonates with people.
Chasing Pavements would eventually be nominated for a Grammy for Record of the Year. And its follow-up, Cold Shoulder, would also go on to become another hit song. Hardly a surprise when Adele had super producer Mark Ronson working on it.
And the things I think just don't make sense. So where you been then? Don't go all coy. Don't turn it around on me like it's my fault.
Cold Shoulder, again, something everybody's either given the cold shoulder or gotten the cold shoulder. So not only is it an interesting name for a song, but of course, totally relatable. Everybody gets it.
Cold Shoulder has actually, it's now on my top played on my iPod for a reason. It's kind of got a Motown-esque vibe to it. And I like that. You can dance and cry at the same time.
There's something about Adele's voice that hits you somewhere that you don't expect. That's, I think, why it moves you, why you watch the live performances at wherever she performs on all these award shows, and it's so different. The energy of her show is so different than like Usher or whoever's Katy Perry or whoever's performing, and then she performs something so slow, everyone's got their phones on. It's like, yeah, there's just something about her voice that doesn't even matter,
I think the fact that she wrote her album when she was 19, it's very shocking that, her lyrics are that far beyond her years. And it sort of evokes this Joni Mitchell quality where, when Joni Mitchell came out, she wrote some of her most compelling music when she was really young, 19 or 20, so far beyond her years. Most of her contemporaries are sort of writing music to get you on the dance floor, and and Adele is writing really thought-provoking music.
Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, Adele turns 21 and gets a new album title in the process as she continues to set the charts alight. Welcome back to Pop Profiles, where today's show is all about the soulful songstress that is Adele.
Word is on your case.
So Adele's debut album, 19, named after her age at the time, had become a breakout hit. Adele was riding high and was even confident enough to release a cover of a Bob Dylan track, Make You Feel My Love.
The stars appear.
I think one of the things of why she's so popular is that she definitely has a different stage presence. Aesthetically, she looks different. We happen to like imports in the U.S. I think we like artists coming from other countries, and especially the UK. She's just got such a beautiful voice, but she is like nothing we've seen recently. Adele is definitely getting to be more and more of a style icon. More and more designers have been coming to her to dress her, so she's really coming into her own as far as fashion's concerned.
But Adele was about to become even bigger when her second album, 21, was released in 2010. And the single, Rolling in the Deep, became an instant mega hit.
Starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, is bringing me out the dark.
Rolling in the Deep is one of the best songs of 2010 and 11 and probably 2012. I mean, just the way it starts off, and the way it builds into this amazing, powerful crescendo. I think that it really is the perfect showcase for her voice. And I think that that's the reason why it's become such a big hit. And also the fact that I think really songs about heartache really go over well. There's a lot more people that are heartbroken than there are in love. So smart songwriters know that.
I think Rolling in the Deep is, well, it's her best song related to mass market and like more of an exciting song. And again, it's been remixed by everyone and their brother because it's such a fantastic track.
Rolling in the Deep is great because it kind of shows a different competence that, you know, almost a vindictiveness. So it's definitely a cheekier side of Adele. It's not this sort of, you know, oh, I'm sad and I'm sitting, you know, in my bathtub and should I call him, should I not call him? This Rolling in the Deep is a really strong, kind of empowering anthem.
Adele kept up the trend of big emotional songs with the next single, Someone Like You. She delivered a knockout performance of the song at the Brit Awards and even broke down in tears herself at the end.
I heard that you settled down, that you found a girl and you're married now.
Yeah, Someone Like You, when Adele performed at the Brit Awards, was like something you don't expect at an award show, because you see like the sparks and dancing and whatever, and she just stood in the middle of everyone. Literally, it looked candlelit, and yeah, just like it's something that like hits your soul somehow. She's got an incredible voice, and the lyrics for that song are just something that everyone can relate to.
I think that the best song that Adele actually has is Someone Like You, and she has even said she will never write a song as great as that. It is so honest, so stark, so perfect. It just says everything that you would say to someone in that situation. It's incredible. It's incredible songwriting. I think it's better than Rolling in the Deep.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you.
Someone Like You is probably one of my favorite songs. Again, everyone can kind of relate to this one. There's been someone that's passed them by or they've passed by, and they're, you know, it's an optimistic song too. A song of hope. I think these are all positive songs. I mean, she reflects on things and it can be a little somber at some points, but in general, I think Adele is a positive person. She's trying to send a positive message that you can overcome these love hardships.
She's been a huge success in the U.S., topping the Billboard charts. But for Adele, reaching the top of the charts back home has always been most special to her. And that's all because of family.
It's the best feeling ever to do well where you're from, like, and for people to be interested in you and people care about you and stuff like that. And like magazines and TV shows and journalists that you've always read or watched things of, like A Say in Your Name. Highlights are always stuff in the UK. Because my nan gets to see it. Like, if I do something in America or Europe, it's always nice, of course, but my nana doesn't get to see it. Like, my cousins don't get to see it. Unless I become like a Mariah and take them all with me.
There you have it. If her nan doesn't get to see it, it just isn't as good. But with all the success she's had, why doesn't Adele have her own Mariah-style entourage with her?
I don't like flying. I can't get on a small plane. I only like big planes. I don't even like big planes, but I feel safe on a big plane because I think if it crashes, maybe it won't touch me. Whereas if I'm on a jet plane, I'll take up most of the jet plane anyway, so just smash me to pieces.
She's also very candid, very funny, no holds barred. You wouldn't expect that. For someone whose songs are so serious, she's actually very funny.
So I won't let you close enough to hurt me. No, I won't rescue you to just desert.
She may be a lot of fun in real life, but Adele has found the rigors of going on tour very stressful.
I did one in May and June, and like I was on my knees, like missing my mum and like my cousins and stuff. So yeah, I will, but it's also really fun. You get to meet loads of other new people, like, and on the last tour that I did, and here, it's really nice. Like families come along, like it's really nice. Like, you know, like kids and their parents or like their aunties and stuff. They all come, which is always nice and kind of helps it if you're missing home.
But along with the homesickness, Adele has also had to contend with needing to undergo throat surgery, which has forced her to cancel tour dates.
I think it's a sad thing that she's in the height of her newfound success, but she's not able to tour due to, the strain on her vocals. So I really hope that she gets well.
Adele has said that she intends to take a well-earned break and recuperate before her next album. But what do people expect from her in the future?
I think that she's obviously on this path of making her music kind of mirror her life and act as a autobiography in a sense. So, it's different and it's interesting, and then that way it connects all of her albums, kind of connect and tell a story.
I think Adele is going to keep doing the same thing. What is going to be very interesting is when she's in a happy relationship, how the sound will be different. Will we hear a lighter Adele? I don't know, but I think she's going to keep, she knows she's on a good thing, and she doesn't have to do much. She's got the talent, and hopefully she preserves that talent, because it's been very hard on her voice, all the touring and all the performing, to give her all every night.